What's up, YouTube? Back again with Nuzlocke Challenge Gold. I had flown to Ep3 at the end of the last episode in order to go after Ho-Oh, but I noticed they had like one Ultra, one Great Ball, and one Lure Ball, so I knew that wasn't going to work. So I opted to head towards Blackthorn to try and get myself in a position where I could buy a lot more Pokeballs in order to make that happen. So here I am running along whatever route this is, continuing to OTK pretty much everything, training up Gyarados, who is still just a tank beyond all measure. I'm gonna get into the freaking ice cave, and as soon as I killed that Jinx, I was really pissed off because I'm like, I have nothing ice for the Dragon Gem. Now you'll notice I did this little ice puzzle here in the first go. I actually took like 15 minutes to do that. I just edited the rest of the crap out because I couldn't figure it out. Finally, I just sat there and looked it up. The rest of these are pretty easy, but that one big one I can never seem to get anytime I've ever played through this game. But yeah, I killed that Jinx and then realized I had nothing ice. And I'm like, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do yet. I just knew I needed to get there first. I'd go get Ho-Oh. I'd think of something along the way. I was kind of wishing that the first thing I had ran into here, aside from that Jinx, was maybe like a Swinub or something. But there was just there was no ice for me, so at this point I'm a little set back as to what the hell I'm going to do. I ended up giving up trying to get whatever's in that this next room here, this bottom right hand corner. I couldn't figure it out. I just said screw it. So anyways, we go ahead and get out of the ice cave and into Blackthorn. Heal up, go buy a shit ton of Ultra Balls. I think I bought like 30. I'm going to regret that here in a little bit, but I bought 30 of them and some Hyper Potions. For some reason I was thinking I had to go to the cave first. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played this game. I go to fight this very first trainer in the gym who's got these little Dratini's, and I realize I'm actually kind of getting my ass handed to me here. So I am definitely not in a position to go fight Clara right now. So I go ahead and train up Gyarados more. I'm thinking Gyarados is my biggest tank that's not going to be weak to anything in this gym. And if need be, I will just attempt to thrash through everything. Because that's what Gyarados does best. So go ahead and I drop all these stones. That way I can get to Claire. And I leave the gym for now. And decide that I'm going to go down this route just to fight more trainers. Train up a little more. I kind of broke one rule as far as Nuzlocke goes while in this area, and you'll see why here in a moment. Just fighting trainers, doing whatever here. I ended up going to the cave because I forgot what the hell it was. So I worked my way all through the cave just to realize that, you know, I'm back completely in a different town and nowhere, anywhere close to where I want or need to be. So I'm just blazing on through this. Just looking for items. I feel like there's a TM for Earthquake somewhere that I've missed that I should have had by now. I seem to be going after it, looking for it in every cave I go to, and it never happens. But right there, I found Suicune. And I throw an Ultra Ball, and holy shit, caught it on the first try. So Suicune most certainly joined my party there. Some Nuzlocke challenges say no legendaries. Some rules vary. I wasn't going to pass that up when I saw it. There was a previous edit that I don't remember if it was in another playthrough or earlier in this one. I ran into Raikou at some point. I think it was up by Lake of Rage, but I think that was edited out. I didn't have anything at the time to even try to catch it, so whatever. I saw Suicune and I was like, hell yeah. So at this point, I'm like, I have Suicune. I have something that can do ice. Um, that's what I need for dragons, so how am I going to make this work? And unfortunately, in this game, there is no TM for Ice Beam or anything. I had Icy Wind from the previous town, but I'm like, that's not anywhere near powerful enough to, you know, to deal with what needs to be done here. But hey, the GameStop has Blizzard. Well, that's only going to cost me like 70 grand. Let's see, 5, 10, 11, no, 110 grand. If I just did that math right in my head. So I go and I just start selling all sorts of shit. All those Ultra Balls I just bought for Ho-Oh, I sold like half of them. So right there, I just lost like 600 bucks a ball, a couple grand. I just moved all the random stuff. And I went back and bought more coins just to realize that I'm still 2,500 coins short. And then I thought, hey, wait a minute. I thought there were some trainers in the tower, but I guess there's not. Maybe I was thinking of Crystal, where there's a couple trainers. So I figure I'll go for Ho-Oh. It would give me something to do in the meantime while I try to figure out where I'm going to come up with another, like, 30 grand. Or 30, 40, 50 grand in order to get the coins I need to buy Blizzard so Suicune can actually be my anti-dragon thing here. So I'm running in circles over all these little jumpy bridges to get up to Ho-Oh, who is actually an extremely easy catch with the setup that I'm using right now, thanks to Ampharos. I caught a Ghastly when I got in here first, because I still have that Shadow Ball, which is a really good move, but I doubt I'm going to end up using it for that. I hate these little teleport patches. I always get lost in here. So I was just kind of running in circles till I ended up where I needed to be. I threw that rare candy out Typhlosion just for shits and giggles. Here I go ahead and I move Ampharos up the top after I cure it from paralysis. Because the first thing I'm going to do is Thunder Wave. And then since I'm at the same level, I figured I'd be safe for a Thunder Punch. And that took out half its health, and then I hit it with a couple of Fire Punches to get it down really low. So there it is with, 10, 20 health. It's paralyzed, and I think it took me 2 or 3 Ultra Balls, and it was caught. So I went ahead and added that. That could be my replacement for Hoot Hoot, which normally I would have trained, but the one I caught I didn't like. I covered that before. It was too defensive. Me doing all these at night, I'm exhausted. So I knew that juggler had called me for a rematch. I was like, hey, money. And then I remembered that Mom's been saving money for me the whole game. And right there's the remaining 30 grand that I needed. So I went ahead and stole all of my money back from Mother so that I could fly back and get the rest of the coins that I needed. And there we have Blizzard for Suicune. All the way back to Claire. And here I realized I had missed a gym trainer up there in the corner. I almost lost Ampharos there. I about shit myself. If that would have happened, I might have just rage quit the entire playthrough. So, on to Claire. I go ahead and lead with Gyarados just because I'm like, I can thrash to take care of... should be able to thrash through these Dragonairs, but once I got hit with the second Thunderbolt, I'm like, this isn't going too well. So Ampharos is okay versus them. Not very effective, but powerful enough that he can deal damage while not dying. So I went ahead and finished off the Dragonairs with that, and then switched over to Suicune for the Kingdra in order for Blizzard to take care of that for me. Kind of sad that the Dratini wasn't the first thing I ran into there. Theoretically, I guess I could always go Buy one. So we go get the Dragon Claw, Tooth, whatever the hell it is. So Claire completes what we need. We go get our Master Ball, which I'll probably, I guess, save for Lugia, but I don't remember how to go get him. I know he's in the Royal Islands or whatever, but I don't know if I need the Silver Feather in this or not, or if I do, where to get it. Maybe it's in Kanto, maybe Lugia's just there. I don't freaking remember at all. So anyways, it's time to head over to the Elite Four. Yeah, there's really not a lot to talk about here, so this is kind of boring. It's just one of those things that has to happen to get from point A to point B. As for the next episode, I think the first thing I'm going to do, since tomorrow will be Tuesday, um, is to go back into Johto and try and go get a Sunstone, because I had planned on training a Blossom out of the Oddish I caught earlier in the game to be sort of my only grass support. But that ended up never happening because Saturday was Gen Con, which, as you can tell by my yawning, I am still exhausted from. I am way set back on sleep over the past couple of days. So, having not been at a computer Saturday, I didn't get to go to the park then, and I hadn't gone on Thursday because I didn't even realize it was, when was it, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I tried to go on Sunday and realized that I couldn't, and then today's Monday and I still can't. So I'm still gonna go see if I can catch the best Pokemon to get the Sunstone. Not necessarily to use anything I catch in the Safari Zone. Except for, I guess, maybe the first thing, if there is a first thing. You pretty much have to find the Pinsir or the Scyther or whatever's available to even attempt to get that Sunstone. As always, the rival here is complete and utter OTK everything they throw against me. It's just too easy. So I've managed to accrue another $40,000 since I struggled to buy Blizzard. So I'm going to the Elite Four. Difficult to a point, but I'm still way more overpowered than most of them are. I mean, rather, our levels are pretty much the same, but I just have better effects, better movesets, whatnot. I kept dodging that Hitmontop's digs and stuff with my own digs, which is kind of funny. I knew if I had gone into Ho-Oh for Fly against that Machamp, that Fly wouldn't kill it, and I would end up getting like Rock Slid for probably an OTK. So I went back to Gyarados just for Hyper Beam, and it worked. Then moving on to Agatha. I think that's her name. Is this Agatha? Whatever the hell this chick's name is. That Umbreon was actually kind of a bitch to kill. I risked Ampharos to finish off with Ampharos rather than switching out. But Houndoom was a walk in the park because Gyarados being water and having taught it Waterfall, being that is a physical water move. I think you get stabbed for physical attacks as well, so long as they're the same type. Not entirely sure. I should probably do a little more research on how all that stuff works again. It's been a long time. Anyways, Blizzard just walked me through Lance's Dragonites and game over. So now on to Kanto.